Hi everyone, welcome back to Automated Deployments using SQL Change Automation. Now in this particular class we're going to build upon what we've seen in earlier classes where we've put together a continuous integration build that will validate and test our database code from the repository that we've added to with SQL Source Control and build on top of the task that we added to our automated deployment process where we created that database release. What I want to do now is take that database release and use it to deploy our changes to our target database, Redgate University Testing. So let's head back into the release definition and look at the next task that we need to add to this definition to achieve that. So back here in TFS, we can see we have our testing environment that we previously added that task to perform the create. Now, one thing we didn't specify here is where we wanted to export those resources to. So let's update this with a folder location. Now I'm just going to create a new location on disk. So maybe on our C drive here, I'm going to create a new folder called Deployment Resources for RGU. And I'm going to copy that folder location and then paste that in as where to export my database release resources. Now, once we've updated this, we can add a new task to our definition. And again, this is going to be a SQL Change Automation release task. But this is actually going to use those resources that we have available to carry out the deployment. So this time, rather than creating a database release artifact, I'm going to deploy the changes from a database release artifact. And of course, it's going to ask me where those deployment resources are located, which is the exact same place that I output them to. So I'm going to paste that value in here and then scroll down to specify my target database. Now this is all about deploying to our testing environment. So remember, that's our local SQL Server instance, and the target database name is Redgate University _testing. I can also add again my username and my password. And remember, you can add these as secure variables, pass them in, or even use Windows authentication if you'd rather. But once I've specified all of this, if I save off these tasks, then I should now have everything I need to complete a deployment to my target environment, my testing database in this case. And what that means is that actually, if I come in here, I can create a new release based upon the latest package that's available from the build process. And then once I've created that release, I can choose to deploy this out to my testing environment, which is just about happening now. So we can see this blue banner saying that it's in process. And actually, if we look at the logs, you'll see it's going through the stages of performing a create of the database release and then using that database release to update the target environment. Now this will in fact already have some changes because of all the work that we did earlier in the SQL Source Control repository. So this is a real release that we're going through here for our testing environment. What I'm going to look at though in future classes is how we can actually review these releases. So at the minute it's very quickly producing the update resources and then using them by deploying them to the test environment. But of course when we get to our production environment, we want to have some idea of exactly what's going to be deployed. And so to make that a reality for us, we're going to want to add a manual intervention step so that in between creating the resources and using them, we can actually take a look at them and see what's about to happen. So there we have it, a successful deployment to testing. Up next is production. Join me in the next class. Thanks very much.